Yo, what is up, guys? Here with another deck profile for my um, garbage deck that just got mollywopped over the weekend. Yeah, we're still here with it though. Might as well go over it. This is actually my second take. The first time I did it was like right after locals, and I hadn't like really like fully reflected on like how the locals had gone and how the deck performed. And so after like seeing the comments on the last locals video and just thinking a little bit more about the deck, I feel a lot better about like I feel like I know why it performed the way it did, and a lot of it was on me. But yeah, we'll get into it. So Atlanteans, 3 prints, God card, 1 infantry. As much as I want to play multiples of this, it just seems like you have limited space for like the waters that don't combo, and so you really can only play like one of these unless you want to like lower the count on other water cards. Then 3 shrine, great extender, and it's even more important when you're playing the level 7 fish guy, Deep Sea King, whatever his name is. Yeah, Deep Sea King. So yeah, I liked her a lot at 3. Yeah, so for other Atlanteans, got 3 Dragoons here. I know, obvious, and sad, super. Eventually one day I'll get the third ulti. And yeah, so that's it for the Atlanteans. Pretty standard. This is like super standard. You don't even want to mess with those ratios at all. Next in the Mermails, we got our 3 Teuses. Great extender, great starter. 1 Megalo. Megalo performed not as well today, and I think that's mainly because I misinterpreted how strong Megalo's value was without Mermail Abyss Gund. That I thought Megalo like kind of does the same thing and applies the same amount of pressure. But I just noticed that without being able to like get Gund in rotation as well, it just didn't seem like the bomb of Megalo was as strong. Because I feel like the main way you want to play Megalo is probably by discarding Gund and then either a Prince, infantry, Prince of some shadow guards, like something along the lines of that. And so I just feel like without having the gun there as like that other discard fodder, I just don't think Megalo was like it had a place in like this type of style of list without playing gun. And then I played 3 pikes. Yeah, so I definitely ran into like when looking at my matches, I think both matches I recorded, and I think maybe 3 out of the 4 matches of the day, I did open double pike prince, which is just wild to open that exact hand multiple times. I think even there might have been a hand where I opened double pike, double prince as well, which is crazy. So maybe it's just like bad hands, but yeah, I think as much as I really want to play 3 pikes, I think it's in theory it's really strong because he is another solid starter. As long as you have this in dragoons or shadow. But I feel that, but yeah, I feel like it is too many normal summons in one deck that you probably shouldn't have any more than 5. And so with having 2 of these is probably fine. And then this honestly probably should be Harpooner. I think Harpooner probably is the best fish. I haven't tested it yet, but it just I feel like there's 3 different types of like fish setups you want to play. Like you either want to play like 3 pikes, you want to play like 2 pikes and the shark, the armored shark, or you want to play like 2 pikes and a harpooner based on like the kind of fishes you're summoning off of the Deep Sea King. And so I think harpooner is probably the best option because it's one less, because it replaces a pike. It acts as the equip spell in your hand, as an extender if you do open multiple number summons, and then its Harpooner is also provides the same value as Armored Shark does when you summon it off of Deep Sea King, because Armored Shark allows you to get that second totally awesome. And I think Harpooner does as well, because you'd have Deep Sea King, double pike, and Harpooner, and you would rank 4 these 2 into Bahamut, send the Harpooner's cost, and then you'd use like Bahamut and Deep Sea King, make an enemy summon back the Harpooner, and then you go for another rank 4. And so you still get like the double toad play and you get to play 1 less water, and the water itself is more of an extender where the Armored Shark is it's not a bad brick, but it is a brick in the hand. So I think that's probably the direction I want to go. Next, 3 shadows, God card. And then I played 3 minstrels. I did this because I saw that guy top 8 the Toronto with it, and I'm like, okay, yeah, maybe I'll give it a shot. Maybe I'd be interested in playing like 2 copies. Maybe I would be interested in siding 2. But I can definitely say that losing every roll and opening minstrel, I think most of my game ones, was definitely tough. I do like the fact that minstrel just adds to the amount of like water cards you have that can discard to start playing, and so I think that I want Minstrel to be replaced with something that offers that same amount of value. So like I'm thinking about, my first thought is like that water charmer, that maybe you could play like 2 Minstrels in the water charmer, or maybe you even like lower the consistency a little bit and like you cut this for something else, have 1 Minstrel and have 1 of the water charmer, something along the lines of that. Just like playing with, I think I like how many waters this provides for the deck, especially the fact that these all like can like start combos. But I just think I need some flexibility and like what those discards are, because like Minstrel really is just going first, going second. You know, like it's cool and it can bait stuff, but it just I just feel like he costs a lot because he doesn't provide presence on the board. So your hand needs to be like busted for Minstrel to be really good going second, I feel like. But yeah, so that's Minstrel. Next, Mulan, God card. Deep Sea King, yeah, played this for the first time. It was great, you know. I can't deny it. It was great into Shifter. It was great into Droll. It allows the deck to play a lot further than it normally would. And yeah, so we'll definitely keep that up. Yeah, the reason I didn't want to play this at first, really quick, was because I compared it to Lapis Dragon, where, you know, Lapis Dragon is a great extender, and it offers a lot of plays, just like this card does. But when you open Lapis in your hand, it's a dead water that has 0 value for the deck. Where like, you know, if you open an infantry or you open a Gund, those have like late game value or like mid turn value. Where like this or Lapis Dragon has nothing when stuck in hand. And so that was my main reason for not wanting to play, because I'm like, why, like with a deck that has advanced so much based off like the new cards we got, why do we want to play another water card that is just absolutely dead in the hand and it acts as a 0? Like, yeah, it's a water, but I mean, come on, it's 2024. Decks are too fast for us to be playing with like absolutely dead cards like that in a deck that's like this fragile. But I guess that's the thing, is this deck isn't actually fragile anymore, and I guess because of that, I saw that this deck can definitely still provide value and still provide plays and options even if you open this, and the deck's a lot more forgiving in that sense, where before if you open Lapis Dragon it would absolutely just like murder your gameplay. So I think that's what like really won me over, is how this deck is just naturally a lot stronger. I played the 1 Ran. It did come up as much because I was so focused on playing the Deep Sea King, but I do think it's probably still necessary. It's a solid card, and you want to have cards that discard to play. So there's no point in cutting it. Title performed not as strong for me this locals. I think my main issue with it isn't even the fact, it's the fact that it's a dragon, honestly. I think that's the biggest part. It's a dragon. So like you can't use like Virtue Stream to pop title. And you can't use you can't make Lacia with title. And so like turn 1 he's not as strong. And it looks like 2 monsters, including a Fishy Serpent or Aqua Monster. So you can't even make King either. You know, it just feels like you're cut off from a lot of your like end board pieces. And so, you know, he can do Gaios and he can be a water for, you know, an enemy and all that cool stuff. He's not bad. He's definitely not bad. But I just don't know if he really fits. I don't know. I think him being a dragon might be too much. I might keep playing with him. I might test without him for a little bit. I'll go back and forth because Title's such a cool card, and you know, and I feel like as water players, we valued a card like Title for so long, that a card that, you know, can constantly come back every single turn because our deck was so, you know, bad for a long time. But now, you know, our deck, I don't think, needs the kind of follow-up that Title provides because we have other forms of follow-up. So yeah, and then I played the 1 Armored Shark. Honestly, I didn't hate him. I really didn't. It's not a horrible brick to open because it does have like later gameplay, kind of. And I like that it is a free search off of like, you know, the XYZ. And I like that you can search them off Pike, but I don't know. I think maybe Harpooner and then this becoming Gun is probably the play. It's probably the way to cross both bridges there. I would even be still consider playing this card. But yeah, hard to say. It's a weird card. It's very much in the middle of like it's very much in the middle of like being an infantry type of water and being like a Lapis Dragon type of water. It's weird. It's like, it's not Lapis Dragon bad, but it's not infantry good. So yeah, that's my best way to explain it. And then just like, you know, the typical. And then non-engine, 3 Ash, you know, you kind of have to because the Charmies and it's generic and it's strong. Call by because the Charmies and hand traps and it's strong. Imperm because it doesn't get hit by thrust talents, and it's broken. You can play on your turn. And then we got impulses. So we have to play impulses for our last 2 matches. They came in a little like in the middle of the local. So So yeah, please cut me for switching these out, but I did. Yeah, Impulse was cool. I used it once and it felt really good to do it. It felt very new. Like, oh wow, what a new interaction you get to have with the deck, where you have a hand trap that like just stops special summoning. That's crazy. And the fact that you can have a full board and still just like live in your hand is also crazy. So it's really just a perfect fit for this kind of deck. And yeah, that's it. 40, 41, 41. Wish it was 40. Maybe it can be. We'll go to extra first. Extra's pretty standard, not too much changes. Atlantis, King, Alacia. I tried Toon Enemy because that regional win, Toronto, he played Toon Enemy, and his reasoning kind of made it did actually make sense to me. That like, why am I playing 2 copies of Poseidra if Poseidra can be recycled when an enemy is the only one that can? Well, it can be, you know, through Totally Awesome, but there's so many other ways to recycle this deck. The main way being from the equip spell, and so the fact that I have that to rely on putting Poseidra back. Also, you probably don't actually need to play 2 Poseidras in one turn. That's probably not necessary. I was just bad, and so that's why I think I liked it. So I'm trying to an enemy. Hasn't come up yet, but I'm sure it will one day. 1 Gaios, 1 Poseidra, 1 XOC Armored, and 1 Dweller. Dweller for the Armored Shark is in the main. Also, it is really just strong, and there are times where you need to just have a ring 4 that can instantly detach a Dragoons. So I think that's relevant as well. And their card in their decks, this cards absolutely shuts down. Armored Shark just search the shark. I didn't actually hate it. You know, it's just a free water in the grave from Mulan, and it's a free water search. So I mean, it's cool in that regard. So it would definitely stay. The Armored Shark stays. And then yeah, 1 Poseidra, and it was fine. One Poseidra was fine, and then 1 Gaios, that was fine as well. Still 2 Bahamut, 2 Toad. You know, we're doing the negates and whatnot until Kami bans it. 1 Leviture Dragon, still good for the trap and its recyclability, and then just the 1 Synchro for the Ram. And yeah, so that's the extra. Honestly, extra feels pretty good. You know, if I cut the Armored Shark, then obviously this card goes as well. I don't know what it becomes. Maybe it becomes a Chenning. Maybe it becomes a 9 Synchro again. Maybe it becomes the Poseidra. Hard to say. And then for side deck, I played 1 Marksman, 1 Infantry, and the Monster Negate equip, the Kraken. So I'll say I did put these in, I think. I can't fully remember. I'm pretty sure I put 1 or 2 of these in every once in a while. Maybe I didn't actually. I'm pretty sure I should have respected these more and put them in my deck more often, so I have more waters. Plus, like, these going second is just really strong, and I think I was just being timid about actually committing to putting it in. And then the Kraken. I mean, I don't know. I never had it. The spell hasn't done anything for me yet, and this hasn't done anything for me yet. So I don't know which one is better. Maybe the spell is better in theory, but I feel like this deck can play through, you know, getting Dark Lord or Droplet just fine. Maybe it can't. Maybe I'm lying. Maybe I'm wrong. But we'll see with that. And then I played 3 Cosmics. It seems like the right play. Everyone's worry about Centurions, and it's a good going first card. And then what the cards I really liked: 3 Thrusts, Talents, Dark Ruler, Lightning, Evenly, DGG, and Dimensional Barrier. Yeah, I think I love this. This is probably going to stick with me. This just feels, whenever I would put this in, I just felt so safe. I'm like, man, if I open one of these cards, I'm literally just gonna go in. So this lineup feels amazing. Every card here, I think every card is warranted. Maybe the Lightning Storm could be like a Harpy, but I didn't want to have to play Regeki and Harpy, so this kind of like best of both worlds. And yeah, so that is it. So thanks for watching, and peace out.